IHS likely to be scrapped, which is amazing. You can get your refund. You can cancel the application or you get that money back into your account. 15 working days. The reasons why you can't get a refund. If you paid in dollars, whatever currency you paid in. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ambi C. Ezim. Hello, welcome. So, the whole IHS news. I have just come back from work. Today is the 21st of May. I saw the link in with the whole IHS fee. I think that's the insurance health surcharge, if I'm correct. If that's not the full meaning of IHS, I'll put it in the video. So yeah, it's likely to be scrapped, which is amazing, or scrapped. A few days ago, I saw the row in regards to the whole IHS and the Home Secretary is still insisting on everyone paying it. And people were like, okay, what of the health workers, those people that have lost their lives? If you haven't seen, most people, the people that are at risk are the minor, the BAME, so the Black, Asian minority, ethnic groups. I think that's been a BAME. It just got people really upset because of how diverse it is, and most, or one in a certain amount is usually international or immigrants. So people really got upset that why exactly is that the thank you that they get for risking their life, putting their life on the line. If you don't know what IHS or the NHS surcharge is, it's that fee that overseas workers or overseas people coming into the country have to pay. I think it was once £200. It has increased to 400, and according to a few days ago news, I think it was speculated that it would increase to about £624, and this is paid per year. And if you bring in your family into the UK, you would also pay per person that same amount that you paid, £624. So the present health surcharge calculations, present cost is at the 21st of May 2020. £400 for all visa types, £300 for tier 4 and tier 5 visa. That's tier 4 visa, the student visa, and tier 5 visa, temporary worker. If you apply online, you're required to pay the IHS fee before you submit your application. If you apply by post, you have 10 working days, if you're within the UK, to pay for your IHS fee. If you apply outside the UK by post, you have 7 working days to pay the IHS fee. So the present costs in regards to the calculations now, one overseas worker plus 5 family dependents, like I said, means 400 plus 5 times 400. So 400 for you. Then if you plan on bringing family, then 400 per person per year. So I've just done a quick calculation, and that's about 2,400. So if it's for the tier 2 visa, that's 3 years visa, that is times 3 if you bring in family, like 5 family dependents plus yourself. But if it's just for yourself, that's £400 times 3, that's 1,200. So you can imagine if it's going to be increased to £624, that is going to be £624 for yourself. Then if you're bringing in family, like I mentioned before, it's going to be £624 per person per year. So that's going to be 3,744 if you bring in like 5 family dependents plus yourself. Then for one overseas worker that is applying for tier 2 visa, that's 3 years visa, it's going to be 3 times 624. That is £1,872. Then if you're adding everything together, it's about £11,232 for 3 years. That's for your 5 family dependent and for yourself for 3 years. That's a tier 2 visa, which is a whole lot of money. But yeah, that's the calculation. So people didn't find it funny, but today, 21st of May 2020, it's been in the news that the Prime Minister Boris has instructed that it be scrapped for overseas health workers. And I've seen the excitement and I've seen the gladness. And obviously, usually when this policies come into play, it usually covers those people that have just come in at the time when the policy was made, if that makes sense. And so let's say that if this policy is started in October or August or November or next year, so those people that it covers are those that have applied for visa after that policy was put in place, not before, sadly. But it is a step forward. It is an amazing news because the amount of people spend, imagine working so hard and for your visa every year that you have to pay that amount. Usually, because you've paid that amount doesn't mean you're exempt from paying the £9.15 if you're going to a pharmacy to get a drug, or if you go into hospital, you still pay money. So that 600, that obviously, sorry, £400 that overseas worker pay per year doesn't really cover the cost of medication, because I think people have it twisted in that, like, you still pay the £9.15 in regards to pharmacy and medicines if you're not exempt, or if you don't have the exemption certificate, or if you don't have the income support and whatnot. And so, and the next thing I want to talk about is how to get a refund, because I've seen questions concerning that. I'm not talking too fast. How to get your refund for IHS. So there's 3 scenarios that you can apply for a refund for your IHS. IHS surcharge, NHS surcharge, whatever name that you want to call it. So the 3 situations is, if you've been denied visa, your visa application has been denied, you can apply for a refund. If you withdraw your applications, usually when you apply online, when you get to declaration, you can't usually amend your application. If you paid twice, like I said, if you paid twice for your application, you can't apply. Another addition I would like to include is you can get a refund if you started 2 different applications. So you obviously have 2 different reference numbers. So let's say you started an application, you saw that you made a mistake, but you have signed the declaration and you've passed that that stage of making amends, and so you obviously you decided not to write a letter, so you start a new application altogether, and so you pay another time. So you've paid twice on 2 different applications, if you get what I mean. It's different from paying twice on the same application. So there's that, you get a refund when you pay twice on the same application. That's the same application with the same reference number, and you pay twice for 2 different applications, you can get a refund. That's just an addition to the 3 scenarios already listed. I'm sure there are different scenarios as well that you can apply, but the cases that you can't get a refund is if you come to the UK and you've already started on that visa, and let's say you were granted 3 years visa and you paid £400 per year, and after the first year you decide to go or leave the UK, you can't get a refund even if you left before your visa runs out, as long as you've stepped into the UK. If you get your visa application as a go-ahead, or if you get a positive result for your visa application, then you decide not to come, you can't get a refund. Even if you've not stepped your feet or your foot in the UK, you can't get a refund. You can't get a refund if you've been given a notice to leave the UK. You can't get a refund. You can't get a refund if you're switching visas. Let's say you started with a tier 1 visa or tier 5 visa, and you need to switch to tier 2 before that one runs out. You can't get a refund. Just to explain further on the reasons why you can't get a refund that I just listed. So if you've been asked to leave the UK before your visa expires, you can't get a refund. You stayed a year or 2 years, you've not gotten a new employer before your visa runs out, or you break a law that requires you to be removed, you can't get a refund. If your visa has been curtailed, let's say your employer withdraws, or a new sponsor wasn't forthcoming before the curtailment deadline, yeah, you can't get a refund. If you're applying for ILR or a different visa, like I just explained, you can't get a refund. Your visa application was successful, you decide not to come to the UK for whatever reason, maybe you decide to go to Canada, or you decide to go to the US or Australia or New Zealand, you can't get a refund. And you get a refund in the exact amount that you paid, you get that refunded. Not if you paid in dollars, you get refunded the equivalent if you paid with a card that's not obviously a dollar card, whereby you paid whatever currency you paid in, you get the equivalent, because it's all, I think, calculated in dollars, or if you're within the UK, it's calculated in pounds. So those are the cases that you can't get a refund. So how do you get a refund from the Home Office on the IHS charge? So there are two ways. Before you withdraw your application, or during the withdrawal application, you can fill out a request form. That's one of the ways. I think that's the most common way to get a refund. Cancel your application and you get a request form. You fill out the request form. Or the other way is you can call the Home Office or call them and start a query. If your own situation is different to what is listed, you can call the Home Office. It costs to call them to state your query, whether you're in the UK, if you apply in the UK, or outside the UK as well. Or you can email them. That's with a charge as well, about £5.48 if I'm correct. And then for the phone call, per minute you get an extra charge to what you're being charged already. So I would suggest that if you need to message and if you think your query is really long, send an email, because once you start the email, you can't they won't charge you for subsequent emails specific to that case you're addressing, so your IHS refund surcharge. So it's easier and it's better and it saves you money to start that conversation using an email. And so send them an email that is what's going on, that you'll do a refund. Usually, actually, the refunding takes about 6 weeks. 6 weeks after that decision has been made. So let's say they refused your visa, hopefully not, and you would get an automatic refund. Most times you don't really need to contact them. I think that's what they put in place, that you just wait out 6 weeks and then you get your refund automatically sent back to the card or to the account that you pay through. So 6 weeks, whether in the UK or outside the UK as well. If there's additional information, I would add it on here. And so you get that refund automatically sent to you. But if that doesn't happen, you can contact them. If it has exceeded 6 weeks, you can contact them stating your query. That's when the phone call or the email comes into place, and the charges as well. And so you message them, you can send them an email, and once you've done that, they respond. I think an automated message just confirming they've received your email, and they obviously send in this sort of message. Yeah, and then they send you a list of things. If you're not satisfied with how they solve the situation, then it's escalated to the responsible party or the responsible group of people or persons or people involved in carrying that case forward. Reason for escalation, nationality, your surname and all that shebang. Yeah, basically that's it. I'll leave a list here. So that's literally how you get a refund, and within 15 working days you get, or below, you get that money back into your account. So I hope I sort of clarified how you get an IHS refund, how you get NHS surcharge refund as well. In just a normal circumstance, it may apply to the health workers, and this definitely applies to everybody in this present time, 21st May 2020. I hope it helped you. If you have a question, or if I didn't address it in a way that you understand, leave a message below, leave your questions below. I'm so happy to answer and help out in any way I can. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. This would definitely help somebody out. This, I believe, would help other people if it doesn't apply to you. But until next time, my name is Ambi C. Evan.